terrible incident in Manchester right now. 4 Jews stabbed outside a synagogue. Obviously this is going to be an Islamist nut job. And why wouldn't it be an Islamist nut job? Who else goes around stabbing people outside synagogues? But any second now the police will say to us, please don't speculate. We'll speculate if we want to speculate, because we're sick of this crap. We're sick of idiots killing us. And you may not be Jewish and you may not care about Israel and Palestine, because to a certain extent I don't care about Israel and Palestine. But I do care about British Jews, just like I care about British Muslims. British Muslims should be able to worship who they want to worship and get on with their life as long as it don't affect anybody else. And that's fine, that's my values. Same with British Jews. They should be able to go to synagogue. They should be able to live the lives they want to as long as it don't affect anybody else. But having certain Islamists, usually foreigners and children of foreigners, targeting British Jews is not acceptable. And why have we got to this situation now? Well, free Palestine. We see the anger, we see the anti-Semitism, we see the hatred on the streets almost every weekend. 2 years after, it's still going on. Still going on. And it leads to this. There's many times I drive through this neighbourhood in North Manchester and I say to myself, oh, why do these schools, why do these synagogues all need private security? They're exaggerating the threat, you know, they're exaggerating the threat. They're a bit paranoid. And then stuff like this happens and you go, do you know what? They're not. The reason why this person probably didn't get into the synagogue is because of the external security. That's probably why they didn't get in the first place. This country is getting ready to explode. And let's be honest, Islam is part of the problem. And Muslims need to get a grip. Muslims in this country need to get a grip of their religion and their fellow Muslims. Because the vast majority of Muslims are not like this. Secretly, many of them support this but would never do this. But they need, the moderate Muslims, who are a minority, need to get a grip. And they need to be marching on the streets this weekend going, we're with these Jews who have been stabbed. That's what they need to do. But will they do it? No, they won't. Have you ever seen any Muslim marches in response to the grooming gangs? Saying, we're with the girls, this is disgusting, deport foreign pedos. You ever seen Muslims marching for that? No. You've seen Muslims marching that this is all made up and there was no grooming gangs. And my brother's in jail for grooming, but he was all fitted up and he didn't do anything. You've seen those marches because they're online. Muslims need to get a grip because we're getting close to civil war in this country. We're getting close. And when it kicks off, there's going to be horrendous violence. And migrant communities can't win. You may feel strong in your little ghetto, saying to yourselves, oh, no, we're 98% Kashmiri here. Yeah, your neighbourhood is, but the country isn't. And when violence comes, the violent men know where you live. They know your ghettos. You've got to start speaking up. You've got to be better citizens because we're sick of it. We're sick of the grooming gangs. We're sick of the terrorism. We're sick of the marches. We're sick of you importing your crap culture from the third world. We're sick of you marrying your cousins and being a drain on the NHS. We're sick of you moaning about Islamophobia and racism. We're sick of it all. And a huge backlash is coming. Unless you get a grip, unless you start sorting out your own community, unless you start just saying the right things. But the vast majority don't even say the right things. You're pushing us to the extreme, you're pushing us to the limit. And Jews in this country now have felt unsafe for several years. And part of the problem is the rest. So forget the Muslims, forget Islam. There's been many, many white Christian people who have jumped on board as well. It's quite easy to hate Jews, especially in this country, because there are, there's, I don't know how many it is, 300,000, someone told me once. 300,000. Non-violent. I'm sure individuals in it can be violent, but on the whole, non-violent in this country. And they're picked on. And I'm not getting into, do Jews rule the world? Do they bring it on themselves? Different discussion for a different day. But it can't be right in this country that we have Islamist nut jobs going to synagogues, stabbing people. Today, it's happened this morning outside a synagogue. Is that right? Can you imagine if this was the way around? Can you imagine if someone stabbed 4 Muslims outside a mosque? I'll tell you what, if that happened, there'd be riots. There'd be riots this evening. But no, just Jews. Just Jews. We're used to Jews dying. But I'm not used to British Jews dying. I don't want British Jews to die. I don't want British Muslims to die. I don't want British people to die. We've got to get a grip before the violence I've been predicting comes true. Because when it comes, it's going to be horrendous, and many innocent people will lose their lives because we're on a knife's edge. We're ready to blow. This won't be the spark because it's just Jews. But the next atrocity that isn't Jewish related could be the spark that burns this country. Muslims, be better citizens. That's it. Be better citizens. And government, stop importing third world scum. We'll see what goes on for the rest of the day. Hopefully those 4 people survive the stabbing. I really hope they survive. I hope it's not, of course it's serious, but I hope it's not life-threatening serious. And we'll see. We'll see what comes out today. Is the guy a Muslim? Is he a fanatic? Is he a foreigner? Should he be in the country? Where did his parents come from? When did they come here? Has he been on the Free Palestine marches? I also want to see what the Muslim community say today as well. And I want action from them. Because of course they're going to go, oh, this is terrible. Islam's a religion of peace. This has got nothing to do with Islam. Blah, 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 blah. No, I want to see demonstrations. I want to see Muslims on the streets tomorrow in support of the 4 people, the 4 Jews who've been stabbed today. That's what I want to see. And if I see that, I might start changing my opinion about British Muslims and Muslims in general in this country. I'll hold them in slightly better light. But will I see that? Not a chance in hell. Civil war took half a step closer today. Half a step closer. We're all on edge more. When we have people wandering around schools, foreigners, illegal immigrants breaking into schools, and you wonder why kids are being told, sleep in lines, get under your desk. This is why. We have no idea when these nutcases are going to start killing us again. Just like Rudakabana, just like the Manchester bombing, the London bombing. We have no idea when they're going to do it next. But they are going to do it again. Because we seem unable to stop them. We can't even stop them coming in the country. We can't stop them. Another bad day for Manchester today. Another bad day. 7-8 years after the arena bombing, and we've got 4 more dead for the same cause by the same people. When is enough going to be enough? When? Sending my blessings to everybody involved in this. Subscribe. See you soon.